Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes. This is the Daily Brief. It is Sunday, March 3rd, as I'm recording. So yesterday there was a lot of activity. Again, this is a higher number than normal of personnel off the battlefield. And then again, the story is, look at the tanks, 16. Replacement value is 3, 28 armored vehicles, 35 artillery pieces, 65 vehicles and fuel tanks off the battlefield, and 1 aircraft. That's 2 aircraft in 2 days. There was a big something today. I'll get to the big something in just a moment. Before we get to the big something, let's look at this. So the intelligence update from the British talked about the average in February was 983 per day. That's why I said that this was higher than usual at 1160. And then they also said this: to date, Russia has likely lost over 355 personnel killed and wounded during the Ukraine war. Now, the Ukrainian version of this is 416,800. I don't know which is accurate. I don't have, I'm not there. I can't say that this is inaccurate, but the British conservative estimate is somewhat similar to the American somewhat conservative estimate as well. The American was at like 330 or something like that some months ago. So certainly it has to be up north of 350 at this point, and maybe even higher than that. Who knows? But so somewhere between 350 and 416 is probably the reality. But here's what we do know from a reputable source like Noel Reports. Overnight, occupied Crimea was attacked by 38 drones. In Fedosia, loud explosions were heard. The Russian Ministry of Defense reports, as usual, all drones were shot down. Well, all drones came down. Whether they hit their targets or not, we don't know, because Russia just says they shoot everything down every time. One of the tanks at the oil depot in Fedosia, Crimea, was burned, and it looks like this was something was affected here. I'm really not an expert in this kind of thing. Ukrainian attack on Crimea, and we can see, if I played this, you would actually see something on fire here, and this is purporting to be part of what happened last night. And then when we go to real news, we'll see this. Just a simple Google search, you'll find BBC and The Guardian, Yahoo, and Vatican News. Let me just show you a couple of these. But BBC is talking about how Russia says it intercepts 38 drones, but that's about all it said. They didn't say much adding to our knowledge about this. Vatican News goes a little bit further. Russia Defense Ministry says the Ukraine launched 38 drones in the Crimean Peninsula, which Moscow annexed from Ukraine in 2024. However, the ministry claimed its air defenses destroyed all of them, which they always do, and then had another line. It did not explain whether any damage or casualties resulted from the attack, with unconfirmed reports of powerful explosions near the port of Fedosia. Okay, we talked about Fedosia before. It's over here. Here is Ukraine. This 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 is Ukraine. All the way over here down to Odessa, and this is Ukraine. Now, here's Fedosia. Here's the Kerch Bridge. And so it was real close. And Fedosia rang a bell, because back in December, just after Christmas, we saw this. Ukraine strikes, now this is old news, Ukraine strikes Russian naval landing ship. Moscow admits damage. And this was a Novocherkassk. And we saw this ship got hit in the same port in this place in Fedosia. So, okay, that's what we know right now. I will provide more if there's more to provide in my 3 big stories tonight. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.